So, I'm here to make an announcement of the act that will be the headliner for the Gibraltar Calling Music Festival, which is organized by the Ministry of Culture and MTV. And I think the best thing to do is, instead of moving my lips and giving you the name, that somebody should press a button and you should see just how much fun we're going to have. These things never work as they should. Not that one. So, Ricky, vente pa acá. Fill our cup of life and let's live la vida loca on the 2nd and 3rd of September. I think that this is going to be a magnificent 2 days of music in Gibraltar. We've got used to having a great lineup, and I think, as you can see from the list behind me, which is not necessarily in order, we have now got a magnificent lineup for the GMF Gibraltar Calling MTV Music Festival this year, which includes music for all tastes, which includes the opportunity of seeing some brilliant Gibraltar bands also on the big stage, exposing them, of course, to MTV executives, etc., who will be here for the show. And the variety, I think, is still true to the concept of a family music festival, which is what we've grown up to love the 2 or 3 days that we have in September to be. There'll be additional days, of course, not just the weekend. There'll be events in the run-up to the music festival at the Victoria Stadium. And I confess that I am really looking forward to a guilty pleasure of a weekend of Ricky Martin and the Village People, and I encourage many people to come and join us in enjoying this magnificent lineup, and in particular to come and watch the Gibraltarian bands, because some of those Gibraltarian bands are really of a standard above and beyond anything you'll see anywhere else, and it's worth seeing them also on the big stage. I don't get to the Rock on the Rock Club as often as I should, and the big stage is going to be a magnificent place to see these local bands. I confess to having had a crush on every one of the girls in Bananarama when I was 15 years old, and I'm looking forward to see how they perform now. And to tell you the truth, if there's one thing on this bill which is different, which demonstrates participation and involvement of people, it's the poll that was run with GBC to determine who was the favorite act that we'd had in Gibraltar as far as the Gibraltar audience was concerned, and that was the Kaiser Chiefs, and the Kaiser Chiefs are on that bill too. So I think this is a magnificent bill for the 2nd and 3rd of September. So whether you stay at the YMCA or in one of our magnificent hotels, come and enjoy it with us. And all of this is possible, not just because of the work of those who brought us to the GMF before, the Ministry of Culture and the Government of Gibraltar, but because of our collaboration with Neil Angel and with MTV. And perhaps we can say a little more about what that collaboration has amounted to and what it brings and who MTV are these days.
On the road, on the tour, in the air and on the ground. We're an old friend, or the new track you just found. We're part of your memories, moments you'll never forget. There for your first times, last times, and most things up ahead. We're the rhythm of the cities, in the fields and on the streets. From stadiums to bedrooms, country to concrete. We were there when you met, for the breakups and makeups. We've been through a revolution, an industry shake-up. With the words in the notebook that fill up the page. Lyrics nervously practiced before hitting the stage. With the lights and the cameras, the ball with the fans, foam fingers and fireworks, flashes and hands. We're the adrenaline rush, when you know that it works. We're the stars, the hits, the Velcro. We are the experience you can't wait to share. The reason to say, yes, I was there. We are We are the music you love, future, present and past. We are MTV, there to the last.